Alright, what's going on, gamers? Welcome to another video on the Prince14 channel. You might be wondering, why are you talking about this guy with that McDongus that's on the top of his head? Now, you might be wondering, where did this stem from? Well, you see, I wanted to make a video on Tmossboss for the longest time. I saw his channel one day, and I was all like, geez, this guy breaks a lot of YouTube and copyright rules, and I thought it would be great content. But turns out this guy has done way more and is just a worse person than I thought he actually was. Now, if you don't know who the YouTuber Just a Robot is, I don't blame you. He's not really that big. However, he does make pretty good content. I don't remember watching his content, but I do remember him himself. Maybe he was cameoed in another video. However, I did see his Tmossboss series of videos, which had revealed that Tmossboss was a worse person than I originally thought he was. You see, I was originally looking up for videos on Tmossboss's channel for stuff to look at. However, I kept finding these videos made by this guy called Just a Robot, and so I decided, you know what, I'll finally look into him. And yeah, I was not disappointed because this guy is terrible. Now, you see, I believe the Just a Robot beef started back when Just a Robot was criticizing reaction channels, and all this criticism of reaction channels was going on. Tmossboss decided that he would take his little tiny toes and just shove them in this situation, because he definitely decided that he was going to make a video on Jack's Films or something like that, talking about how Jack's Films is in the wrong for responding to Jinx and criticizing Jinx because he's a bigger channel. So Just a Robot came back at Tmossboss, even though he had a much smaller channel at 700k, not even 700k, my bad, 700 flat, straight 700 subscribers. Now, honestly, Tmossboss did respond, and he had 7k at the time, so basically, he just did the exact same thing he was mad at Jack's Films for doing, which, gotta say, I smell a hypocrite. Now, honestly, with that in mind, 700k to I keep saying 700k, 700 to 700. Yo, dog, you got a problem? You keep saying K all the time. K is that is 10 times more, and yet Tmossboss still responded, which is why I'm saying everything I say very carefully, because I just trust that he would probably either respond or send something this way. After all of this, Tmossboss decided that he would now vow revenge on Just a Robot, and he kept going at him and kept on going at him. And so, Just a Robot kept responding to the videos that Tmossboss would make, which then started and spiraled off into a beef. This beef went on for, I think, like 3 years maybe, and Tmossboss just wouldn't stop, which I gotta say, this man's mic quality is terrible. We're using the exact same microphone, and he still somehow managed to have worse audio quality.
Alright, what's up, guys? So, Addict the One, he is up.
A lot of things happened in the middle of the beef. For example, Tmossboss said something about Just a Robot's editor, Josh Montague's mother after her passing, which I gotta say, man, you gotta have some very low self-esteem if you're gonna use that as an example of something. This man made a whole video talking about how people's parents didn't raise him right because they're criticizing him. He also made an entire video talking about how no one should have to accept criticism, or criticism should never be accepted. He pretty much said that criticism is stupid and that you should not have to take it, which, I mean, bro.
The forehead gonna take some criticizing, I gotta say.
Okay, I'm done.
I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that make ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can hold your left and right. I am the ballad in your box, the bullet in the gun, in the glow that let you know to call your brother son. The story that you begun, the promise of what's to come, and I will remain a soldier till the war is won.
Earlier when I said Tmossboss breaks a lot of copyright rules, I was not joking. It's something normal for reaction channels, though, of this nature, and I'm not going to really bring anything new to the topic, so I'll just sit here and say most reaction channels do break YouTube guidelines, and they should be looked into by YouTube. However, they probably won't be, which I'm honestly fine with that. YouTube doesn't really care about its creators or anything about his reputation. All it does is try to make money, and that's the best that he can do. Now, while I continue to roast his content, I can't really say anything interesting, as my quality is doo-doo, it's dookie water, it's trash, garbage, His camera quality is alright, and I guess this man only records everything on OBS, which he starts out every video while showing the OBS screen. That's just how you know he puts absolutely no work into his videos whatsoever. All he does is just sit there and watch, barely says anything, and if he says anything, it's probably not anything of substance. This man's video is about as entertaining as a box of crayons. Only so many things he can do with them. The videos this man reacts to are the normal compilation videos with famous YouTubers inside them, and so he tries his best to clickbait them and use their names to get views, but he fails to do that. He talks all the time about when he's gonna blow up on YouTube, but it's been 5 years now and he's failed to do that. So have I. So just please tell me, Tmossboss, when are you gonna blow up? Like I said earlier, you see the OBS screen at the beginning of every video because he doesn't edit them at all. Doesn't edit any part of the video and shows the video in its entirety. You cannot say that he works hard to do this when he indeed doesn't. He uploads multiple videos a day, averaging about 200 views, which for a 22,000 subscriber channel is kind of disappointing when I can break that amount of views in a good couple of my videos. My friend Cameron, who has thousands and thousands less of you, makes 1/4 of the views you make on average. That's not a good thing. That's how you know your channel's dying and it's dead. I would continue to roast his content more, but there's nothing much to roast. His content's garbage. Doesn't really have anything of substance. So I'm going to move on from that to some of the more serious topics that he's gotten himself into. Now, because Tmossboss has gotten himself in a good amount of situations, multiple times he has tried to play the race card. Which, I mean, sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. But honestly, most of the time he doesn't use it properly. I would never use the race card in a petty YouTube argument because it's nothing really to use unless they're actually being racist. But in these situations, he just happened to be black and get criticized. He very clearly just wanted to use that to try to get them to shut up, but with multiple people debunked him and said, it's not racist because you're black. He decided that he would try to dig deeper. He found a couple racist comments and tried his best to pin it on Just a Robot, the YouTuber who I talked about earlier, who made a series of videos on him after he made way more videos on him. And so Tmossboss decided that he was going to use this prime chance to take advantage of the hot comments he was getting and pin him on Just a Robot. I will say this is kind of a scummy move. You don't use racist comments against other YouTubers when you have no proof it's their fans. There's no way you can verify on YouTube if that they're subscribed to somebody, and if you do and you see that, you still can't fully say that it's because of them or it's inspired by them. If you can't tell right now, Tmossboss has the IQ of a Sharpie. Now, multiple times, Tmossboss decided to put his slimy fingers and put them in the jar of mental health. He decided to say that he indeed would help Just a Robot fans, and he would help his fans and anyone else really in the audience. Then he'll talk to them about their mental health problems and said that Just a Robot wouldn't do it. And so, not too long ago on Twitter, he decided to just go off on a mentally ill girl. And basically, the synopsis of it was, he said it was fake, it was planned by Just a Robot, it was a fake person who didn't really have mental health to make him look bad. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't remember it that good. I don't remember the story Just a Robot was telling, and I'm not going to go back and rewatch it because I don't feel like it. But yeah, from that synopsis, you can tell that he doesn't really take mental health that seriously. Now, his views on criticism are something that are way worse than I ever would have imagined. Criticism is something that everyone has to take any day because it's just something that help you make better things or become a better person. But Tmossboss looks at this and says, no, you don't. His old views used to be that you shouldn't have to take criticism, you shouldn't take criticism, and criticism is bullying. Basically, anything else a normal lenity type person would say. However, he has decided to be pinned on his argument and changed it around because one time he apparently was talking to a friend and that person said, if you release that video, you are opening yourself to criticism. Until Tmossboss said he realized something that day, that he was opening himself to criticism, so he does take criticism. However, Tmossboss was doing this very famous trick called lying. He did not say he was taking criticism. He just said he was getting it. Getting criticism and taking criticism is not the same thing. Both of them are two different things, and he decided to say that he was taking it because he was receiving it. No, that's not it. That's not the case, and whoever that friend is deserves a good slap on the nose and a big old kick in the butt. Now, here's the thing with his extremely bad past. He's gotten into a lot of beef with a lot of YouTubers, and yet has absolutely no defense whatsoever, unless they're very bad fanboys. But the one thing that he's done that he can't redeem himself from doing is blaming someone's mother's death on themselves. There's a YouTuber named Josh Montague, aka the editor of Just a Robot, whose mother passed away, and he sung a song in remembrance of her. But then Tmossboss made fun of him for it, and so Josh Montague responded by saying, "That's not cool, that's for my dead mother," which then Tmossboss responded with, "This man can't keep my name out his mouth even when his mother is dead. If his name is more important than his mother's death, then he probably doesn't care about it," which really infuriated Josh Montague, which I couldn't understand. This man Tmossboss, dead serious, said, "You don't care about your mother's death because you're talking about the dude who disrespected you." Like, bro, Tmossboss, do you want to throw hands? Like, bro, why are them two teeth, like, sticking out, bro? Like, they really look like they trying to run away from you. That's how you know your breath bad. Your teeth are running away. They smell it every day. Gosh, don't do that to them. Now, here comes the question of what Tmossboss is doing right now. What is he up to? What prompted me to make this video on a very old beef and topic? Well, you see, Tmossboss never let go of it. He had continued to make videos on stuff like this. And he even made a couple videos after Just a Robot responded, and I think it was about 4 months ago he made a video on it. I don't know, maybe. I'll editing me tell them. No, what, Tmossboss? You don't understand what editing means? I'm sorry, man. It means when you fix a video for it to be good. Tmossboss, and I probably, there's a good chance you're responding and you're gonna respond. Yeah, don't care.